Hello friends, after watching this video, you will never need to cram the paper sizes. There are many concepts that are very easy, but we never think about them critically. Same is the case with the paper sizes. These sizes are very easy. Here is a very easy way to learn them. So let's start. You have to just remember the size of A4 paper, which is 21 cm wide and it has a length of 29.5 cm. The only thing that you need to remember is that as we move from A4 paper to A0 paper, the size increases. It means that A3 paper is greater in size than A4 paper and A2 paper is greater in size than A3 paper. Similarly, A1 paper is bigger than A2 paper and A0 paper has highest size. Now, in the opposite case, when we move from A4 paper to A8 paper, the size always decreases. It means that A5 paper is smaller in size than A4 paper and A6 paper is smaller in size than A5 paper. Similarly, A7 paper is smaller in size than A6 paper, and finally A8 paper is smaller in size than A7 paper. Let's visualize all the concepts that you have learned. First, we will visualize the increase in size. The combination of two A4 papers produces one A3 paper. The combination of four A4 papers produces one A2 paper. Now, the combination of 8 A4 papers produces one A1 paper. And finally, the combination of 16 A4 papers produces one A0 paper. Now you will have a vivid picture of how these papers are formed. The numerical values of these sizes is even easier to remember. The only thing that you need to know about is the standard A4 paper size, which is 21 cm wide and has a length of 29.7 centimeters. Its size is very important because every other paper size is related in some way to A4 paper size. You can see that in the case of A3 paper, there are two A4 papers along its width. So we multiply the width of A4 paper by 2 in order to get the width of A3 paper. And you can also see that the length is same. So we leave it and the length of A3 paper remains 29.7 centimeters. You can also see that in the case of A2 paper, there are two A4 papers along its width. So we multiply 2 by the width of A4 paper in order to get the width of A2 paper. In the similar fashion, there are two A4 papers along the length of A2 paper. So we multiply 2 by the length of A4 paper in order to get the length of A2 paper. The similar procedure applies in the case of A1 paper and A0 paper, and we can measure their lengths and widths. So this was all about the increase in size, and I hope that you will have some idea of how these sizes increases. Now let's visualize how size decreases as we move from A4 paper to A8 paper. Take an A4 paper and cut it horizontally into two equal parts, which gives an A5 paper. This is a standard A5 paper. Make a vertical cut in this A5 paper so that it is divided equally into two equal parts. These two equal parts are A6 papers. Now take an A6 paper and horizontally cut into two equal parts, which are basically A7 paper. And finally, A7 paper is cut vertically into two equal parts, and we will get A8 paper. So this is how the size decreases as we move from A4 paper to A8 paper. There is nothing difficult about these sizes. Just visualize and remember it forever. Now let's make a numerical approach. First, when we move from A4 paper to A5 paper, we cut it horizontally. So there is a decrease in length. So we divide the length by 2 in order to get the length of A5 paper. And you can see that the width remains the same. So it is as it is. Now there is a vertical cut in A5 paper. It means that there is a decrease in width. So we divide the width of A5 paper by 2 in order to get the width of A6 paper. And you can see that the length of A6 paper is same as that of A5 paper. So we leave it as it is. Similarly, from A6 to A7 paper, the length becomes half. So the A7 paper has a length half that of A6 paper, and its width is same as that of A6 paper. So we leave it as it is. And lastly, as we move from A7 paper to A8 paper, we make a vertical cut, so there is a decrease in width. So we divide the width of A7 paper by 2 in order to get the width of A8 paper. You can also see that the length and width of A7 and A8 paper are similar. So we leave the length of A8 paper same as that of A7 paper. So this is how the size decreases as we move from A4 paper to A8 paper. Just visualize and remember, there is nothing to cram. You can see that as we move from A4 paper to A8 paper, every next size is either half in that of its length or that of width. So you can also visualize this in this way. A4 paper has highest size. A5 paper has same width as that of A4 paper, but its length is half to the length of A4 paper. The length of A6 paper is same as that of A5 paper, but its width is half of that of A5 paper. A7 paper has a width same as that of A6 paper, but its length is half of that of A6 paper. And lastly, A8 paper has a length same as that of A7 paper, but its width is half of that of A7 paper. So this is how the size decreases. If you like this video, then do subscribe this channel. We will watch similar videos for you.